Well, hello, and thank you for joining us for the virtual open house for the internships affiliated with Case Western Reserve University School of Medicine's Department of Nutrition, Dietetic Internship, and Master's Degree programs. Our overview for today's presentation begins with a little bit of information about our Department of Nutrition. Then you will hear about the MS in Public Health Nutrition Dietetic Internship, and that is what I will tell you about. I'm Tammy Randall, the director of that program. Then I will turn it over to Dr. Rosa Hand, who will give you the academic side of the Combined Dietetic Internship Master's Degree programs affiliated with UH and the VA. And then she will turn it over to Gina Bayless, who will tell you about the University Hospitals Cleveland Medical Center Dietetic Internship. And then we will hear from Ariana Aun, who will tell you about the Lewis Stokes Cleveland VA Medical Center Dietetic Internship. So Case Western Reserve University, located in Cleveland, Ohio, is one of the nation's leading research universities. We're ranked #1 in Ohio and 42nd among national universities based on research indicators. We have academic programs that are nationally ranked in engineering, law, medicine, dentistry, nursing, management, as well as the liberal arts. We have over 10,000 students, both undergrad, grad, and professional, from all 50 states and at least 91 countries. Our Department of Nutrition, which is housed in the building that you see there on your screen with the clock on top, currently housed there, was established in 1913, not in that building. We are housed within the School of Medicine, which is unusual for a Department of Nutrition. Many are not in medical schools. We have a very strong research emphasis. We have modern learning spaces. We actually have a brand new health education campus that is an interdisciplinary learning area for our medical, nursing, PA, anesthesia, and nutrition students. We have a library dedicated to health sciences, and we have a very high faculty to student ratio, so you do get to know not only your peers very well, but also the faculty who teach your courses. This is a high-level overview of the area where the university is located, and you can see in the upper left where the Lewis Stokes Cleveland VA Medical Center is circled in red, and then kind of the middle-ish of your screen, you can see a circle where University Hospitals is, and then the two circles that just entered are the Case Western Reserve University campus. And the reason it's kind of separated by into two different areas is because it used to be two different universities, Western Reserve College and Case Institute of Technology. And then our Department of Nutrition is where that purple star just flew in, kind of near University Hospitals. The programs that are affiliated with our department are the Combined Dietetic Internship Master's Degree Program, or CDI-MDP, and that is the students who are enrolled at University Hospitals and the Cleveland VA for their internship while getting their master's degree from Case Western Reserve University. And then the MS in Public Health Nutrition Dietetic Internship Program, which is entirely administered by Case Western Reserve University. The difference here is the accreditation for the internships. With the CDI program, the accreditation for the internships is held at the hospitals, but for the public health program, the accreditation for the internship is held at the university. This is only important to you when you actually go to apply to one of these programs, and we'll cover that in some slides later on. Both programs are 16 months in length. They start in August and they end the following December with a formal graduation ceremony. They both lead to a Master's of Science degree as well as eligibility to take the Registered Dietitian Nutritionist exam. They have some overlapping coursework in the first semester and then perhaps some electives after that. And they're both non-thesis graduate programs. They are both required to take comprehensive exams in your final semester as opposed to a thesis. To graduate with either the MS in Nutrition or the MS in Public Health Nutrition, you need to attain at least 30 credit hours total, and at least 18 of those must be in nutrition greater than or equal to the 400 level, which is what our graduate level courses begin at. as well as a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0, and then successful completion of that comprehensive exam that I mentioned a moment ago. Why should you choose a master's degree program with your internship? An RDN with a master's degree can function at a higher level in any position where you are employed. You can command a higher salary. You have an understanding of the research process, which is important to clinical practice or practice in any setting. You can contribute to the knowledge of nutrition science. You are likely to advance more rapidly in the field, and you will be prepared for the 2024 entry-level MS mandate, which is becoming ever closer. So as a reminder, anyone who is going to take their RDN exam on or after January 1st, 2024 must already have completed a graduate degree. And these programs provide that graduate degree for you. So from this point on, we're going to start talking about the individual programs, and we'll begin with the MS in Public Health Nutrition Dietetic Internship at Case Western Reserve. The program is accredited for 7 interns every year, meaning at any given time in the program there will be 14 interns. And again, I'm the internship director. I'm Tammy Randall. A little bit about our program history. I think it's interesting because our degree, the MS in Public Health Nutrition, was first offered in 1941. We were the first MS in Public Health Nutrition degree offered in the United States. We were accredited as an internship in 1986, although public health nutrition as a field has included field experience, or basically supervised practice, as we call it in internships now, since the beginning. So we have always believed in the actual practical experience, and it has been a part of this program since it began in the 1940s. Again, we're a 16-month program. It's 4 semesters, fall, spring, summer, and then another fall. And again, we're accredited for 14 interns, so we have 7 openings each spring. Our program's emphasis is public health and community nutrition, which means your largest block of supervised practice hours is in a public health facility. And that means you will spend 12 weeks during the summer at an out of Cleveland public health agency. And we have a variety of options ranging from local, state, and federal public health programs. And during that time, students function as public health nutritionists, completing community needs assessments and agency program assessments. So for us, because we have a public health nutrition focus, this kind of serves as our staff relief that you might see in a clinical-based program. What does our program look like? In the first fall, you take only classes. In the spring, you will take a lighter load of classes, 1 required class on Monday, and then an elective either later on Monday or on a weeknight. And then you will be in your internship rotations Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. In the summer, you will do that block public health field experience away from Cleveland, Monday through Friday. And then when you return to Cleveland for your final semester, fall of your second year, you'll have classes either on Mondays or on weeknights, depending on what elective you choose, plus 1 additional required course. And again, you'll finish up your local rotations Tuesday through Friday. So what does the academic schedule look like? In the fall of your first year, you will take Nutrition 516, which is Seminar in Dietetics 1. It's an advanced medical nutrition therapy course, and you'll be in that course with the students in the UH and VA programs. You take nutritional epidemiology, diabetes prevention and management, and 1 elective course. In the spring, you will have Intro to Public Health Nutrition, Public Health Nutrition Field Experience, which is actually your supervised practice, and an elective. In the summer, you register for Advanced Public Health Nutrition Field Experience, which is Nutrition 534. And then in your final fall, you take Public Health Nutrition Methods course, and then 1 more elective while finishing up your local rotations. What are some of the example block sites that you might spend your summer at if you are in this program? We have Placements at the Arizona Department of Health, Massachusetts Department of Public Health's WIC program, the Ohio Department of Health. Actually, this summer we just had someone at the Ohio Department of Aging. We have the Utah Department of Health's WIC program. And then we have some federal programs, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and then the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Food and Nutrition Service regional offices. So depending on what level of public health exposure you're interested in, we can match the experience to your interests. The local internship sites are very similar to the rotations that you would do in any other internship. You will have an acute care experience in one of our community hospitals or perhaps a long-term care facility. You'll have a counseling skills rotation, which I think is a little bit different for our internship than many others. And it allows you to learn how to build rapport with patients in a setting where the actual content of the education and the assessment that you're doing is not quite as acute as if you were in a hospital or long-term care facility. So you learn your skills in a WIC office, an outpatient clinic, a wellness center, something like that. You do your food service management experience mostly in schools. We do have a long-term care facility if you're interested in working with the older adult population. We do a community experience either at the Hunger Network of Greater Cleveland or the Greater Cleveland Food Bank. And then we have time for an elective, and we have some electives available there. We do ask early on if there's something that you're interested in. If we don't have a rotation set up in an area that you'd really like some experience, we'll try to do it. No promises, but we'll try to do it. One of the nice things about our programs at CASE is that you do have the option to earn graduate certificates. These are not degrees, but they are certificates of training that show that you have specialized expertise in an area. And we have one that many of our interns complete. It's in maternal and child nutrition. And it is 15 credit hours that are required. A couple of your internship courses count for that. But the two required courses are the two that are in light blue, nutrition for pregnancy and lactation and pediatric nutrition. And then you pick up one or two electives, nutritional care of the neonate or pediatric obesity. And if you enroll in the certificate option, we try to gear your internship experiences to focus on that population of interest. So in this case, pregnant moms and kids. So outcomes from our program, we have a 98% first-time pass rate on the RDN exam. Our graduates are employed, which I know you want to be after you finish. We have a 100% employment rate within 6 months of graduation. And many of our graduates are active members of professional organizations like the Greater Cleveland Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics or the Ohio Academy, and also the National Association, the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. After graduation, what kind of roles do our interns hold? Across the board. Even though we are a public health and community nutrition focused internship, our interns find that they love that or they love something else. And so we have graduates working in research, we have graduates working in public health, we have graduates working in WIC, we have health coaches, and you can see some of the examples right there in front of you. Financial details, I will not read this to you. What I need you to realize is that this is based on tuition for the 2020-2021 academic year, and usually in the summer it goes up for the next fall, which is why there's an asterisk next to the second fall tuition. That's based on this year's tuition. It will probably be slightly higher than that, although not tremendously. And I have in a blue box down in the lower right there that our program has the wonderful opportunity to have an endowment that was given a number of years ago for students in public health nutrition. And so our students receive a $15,000 stipend. It is split up between spring, summer, and the second fall, $5,000 each semester to offset tuition costs, and it goes directly to your tuition payment. If you are interested in applying to our program, you are going to apply to Case Western Reserve University via DICAS. This is the part that's a little bit confusing since all of these programs are affiliated with Case Western Reserve, but this is the only one that if you apply to Case Western Reserve, I will receive your application. You will notice that you have the DICAS app and then you have to apply to the graduate school, but don't apply to graduate school until you decide that you want to rank yourself here and end up being matched There's no sense in spending that $50 to apply to the graduate school if you end up matching somewhere else. So again, you apply via DICAS. Do not worry about applying to our graduate school unless you end up matching here. If you have any additional questions, I will be happy to answer them. You see my email address there on the screen and my phone number. So please don't hesitate to give me a call if you have any questions or shoot me an email. And with that, I am now going to move on and look at the CDI, or the more clinically based side of our internship programs. And I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Rosa Hand, who will take it from here.
Great, thank you, Professor Randall. So I'm the director of the master's part of this program. This CDI MDP incorporates students who complete their dietetic internship at University Hospitals Cleveland Medical Center and the Lewis Stokes Cleveland VA Medical Center. And you will hear from those internship directors momentarily. However, at Case Western Reserve, those two programs combine and the students are treated in the same way. So whether you choose to attend UH or the VA, you would have me as your academic advisor, and I would teach some of your classes. So here's a reminder again that if you are interested in the Combined Dietetic Internship Master's Degree Program with a concentration in research processes and applications, you need to apply to one or both of University Hospitals Cleveland Medical Center or the Lewis Stokes Cleveland VA Medical Center. Again, details coming in just a few slides. So we're very proud of our history. Just as Professor Randall's program has a storied history, the CDI also does. It was founded in 1965 by Case Western Reserve University in conjunction with University Hospitals and the Lewis Stokes Cleveland VA Medical Center, who continue in the partnership, as well as the Mount Sinai Hospital in Cleveland, which no longer exists. This program, the partnership between these organizations, was one of the first hospital-based dietetic internship programs to require graduate coursework. So we're very proud of our long history of preparing master's level registered dietitians. Like the program you just heard about, the CDI is a 16-month program. In the fall of the first year, students in this program have classes on Monday and then are at their internship site on Tuesday through Friday. One of the classes that you'll have in the fall of your first year includes the implementation of a standard research project for the concentration in research processes and applications. In the spring of the first year, this program again has classes on Monday and then internship Tuesday through Friday. And again, one of the required classes is related to research. In the summer of the first year, students in this program have internship at their clinical site Monday through Friday. And then that ends at the middle or end of July, and students receive their verification statement and are eligible for the RDN exam. You then have about a month off and return in the fall of the second year to take elective classes Monday through Friday. So just to delve into the course schedule a little bit more, in the fall of the first year, students in the CDI take 8 credits of required coursework. The first is Seminar in Dietetics, which is a MNT course, and Investigative Methods in Nutrition, which is a research course. In the spring, it's 7 credit hours, Seminar in Dietetics 2, which is a management and community nutrition course, and then a research class. In the fall of the second year is when you have the opportunity to branch out and take elective courses. And so in that final fall, we do require 15 credit hours of graduate level electives. Some of them have to be nutrition, but not all of them must be nutrition. And so the students have quite a bit of flexibility that last fall. Just thinking a little bit about changes that we have seen because of COVID-19. In This current semester, when this recording is being made, fall 2020, one of the required courses is online and one of the required courses is in person. Generally, all of the courses provided through Case Western Reserve University are in person. We don't exactly know what fall 2021 will bring, but I thought you might like to know how it's playing out this semester. We have not yet decided how the spring will look. Can you go back a slide, please? We have not yet decided how the spring will look, but for students who are in that final fall, some of their electives are online and some are in person in fall 2020. So if you really value in-person education, we are making an effort to at least have some in-person classes available during the pandemic. Next slide. In that final semester, again, you have the opportunity to take 15 credit hours of elective coursework, and there are lots and lots of electives that you can choose from. The nutrition choices are on this slide. You can see we have strengths in pregnancy and lactation, pediatric nutrition, and again, there's an opportunity to earn the same certificate in maternal and child nutrition that Professor Randall mentioned. So the concentration in research processes and applications has been mentioned a couple of times for both the UH and the VA internship. The goal of this concentration is to promote dietitian-led research and contributions to advances in nutrition science and evidence-based practice. And this is primarily achieved through the coursework at Case Western, but in partnership with the hospitals. So in the first semester, one of the required courses involves the participation in a standard research project as a class, collecting and analyzing the data and presenting those results. In the spring, you get to be a little bit more creative and take research in your own direction by developing a protocol and an ethical application for a project in your own interest area in collaboration with an expert content area preceptor. That ends the required research portion of the master's degree, but some students do choose to continue that on as part of their elective credits in the final fall, working as a research assistant on a project, either their own project that they designed in the spring or another project. And many of our students do choose to take that opportunity in the final fall. But we really start from the basics in the first fall. So if you do not have research experience, we still welcome you to apply to and attend this internship program. We try to make research friendly and applicable to whatever your eventual practice goal is. So don't be intimidated by the concentration of this program. We have excellent program outcomes. Our students publish and present their research. They are qualified to take the RDN exam. They become active members of professional organizations and become employed. Our graduates have found employment in a variety of settings, both Cleveland area hospitals, either their internship program hospitals or other hospitals in the area. They also practice in pediatric and community and academic medical centers and VA medical centers throughout the US. And some of them branch out. They may decide that clinical is not really their passion and end up somewhere in the food industry, in therapeutic nutrition, at the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics as staff, or in academia and as university faculty. There is, of course, a cost to obtaining your MS in nutrition through this program. And like Professor Randall's caveat, these costs are based on 2020 to 2021 tuition and schedule and may change slightly for next fall, but it gives you an idea that the first semester is about $16,000, the second semester is about $14,000, and the final total program cost is about $54,000. There is financial aid available to this program, but it's on a case-by-case basis at this point. So we can't tell you a consistent number like Professor Randall can. So again, if you're interested in this program, the Combined Dietetic Internship Master's Degree Program with the Cleveland VA or University Hospitals Cleveland Medical Center, please apply to one or both of those programs through DICAS, and then wait to apply to the Case Western Reserve University School of Graduate Studies until you are matched to one of those programs. We screen all applicants to the VA and UH. When they apply in DICAS, we screen them to make sure that they're eligible for admission to the graduate school, but we don't actually ask them to complete that application step until they've been matched, again, to make sure that we save you that application fee if you end up at another program. So with that, I will turn it over to Mrs. Gina Bayless, who is the Dietetic Internship Director and a Clinical Nutrition Manager at University Hospitals Cleveland Medical Center.
Thank you, Dr. Hand. I'm Gina Bayless, the Dietetic Internship Director and also a Clinical Nutrition Manager at University Hospitals Cleveland Medical Center. Today I'm going to provide you with an overview of the University Hospitals Cleveland Medical Center Dietetic Internship Program, and I have listed here some of the key points that I will be covering. So the University Hospitals Cleveland Medical Center Dietetic Internship Program is based in a large teaching hospital which has been in existence for over 150 years. It's well established as an academic medical center and one of the nation's leading healthcare systems, as it has been recognized continuously as one of the nation's best hospitals and one of the nation's best children's hospitals by U.S. News and World Report. The Dietetic Internship Program at University Hospitals was founded in 1933, and it is the second oldest dietetic internship program in the country. It includes almost 1,600 hours of supervised practice, which is completed over a time frame of 49 weeks, typically beginning in August and ending in July of the following year. We accept 5 dietetic interns annually, and our dietetic internship program is housed in the UH Digestive Health Institute under the Center for Clinical Nutrition. So here on this slide, you will see a photo of our Lakeside Hospital, which later grew into the current University Hospitals Cleveland Medical Center. And I'd just like to highlight that 100 years ago, the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics was founded here at the original Lakeside Hospital. So our dietetic internship program holds accreditation through the Accreditation Council for Education in Nutrition and Dietetics. Our program mission is that graduates of the program will be adequately prepared to pursue positions as entry-level registered dietitian nutritionists. They will be able to begin professional practice with a solid background encompassing the breadth of the field of dietetics. Their depth of knowledge will allow them to provide quality of service, effectively apply knowledge, and provide a continuous systemic approach to evaluating outcomes. The graduate will be able to base their practice on significant scientific principles and best evidence. Our program goals include that our graduates will be competent entry-level dietitians. They will be empowered to conduct research, and both the internship graduate and the graduate employer will understand the impact of completion of a program focused in research processes and applications. And our program outcomes really do reflect success. We have had a solid track record, which is evidenced by our graduates year after year who have been able to pass the RDN exam. And this does continue with the class of 2020. Since finishing their dietetic internship program this past July, 100% have passed the exam and are now registered dietitian nutritionist. In addition to our solid pass rate, 100% of our students have successfully completed our dietetic internship program. 100% have ranked themselves in a postgraduate survey as having felt prepared to enter the field as indicated by a survey score of satisfactory or higher. 100% of our graduates have found employment within 12 months, with many securing employment even sooner. And finally, 100% of employers who hire our graduates are UH graduates, rank our UH graduates as performing at a level of satisfactory or higher. So not only do we have great outcomes, but we also have top-notch preceptors at University Hospitals Cleveland Medical Center. You will see here that the majority of our internship preceptors are dietitians and also hold advanced degrees or certifications. Many of our preceptors are past graduates of our program, which signifies what a great place UH is to be at. Our preceptors are heavily involved in our professional organizations at the national and local level. Many hold positions within the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, the Ohio Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, and the Greater Cleveland Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. In addition, we have several dietitians on staff who are national facilitators for the nutrition-focused physical exam training put forth by the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. So next, I'd like to review the dietetic internship program timeline. Our dietetic interns complete 49 weeks of supervised practice. This begins with 2 weeks of internship orientation, which is based at UH, and then each intern continues on in a different rotation sequence for the remaining time. In the first phase of the program, which is highlighted in yellow, the dietetic interns are completing their standard medical surgical rotations and their food service rotations. They then move into the more advanced specialty rotations. And I want to note that our dietetic interns do work with their preceptors one-on-one, which allows for much individualized attention. So then in late June, all 5 dietetic interns simultaneously begin the grand finale of the dietetic internship program, staff relief. During staff relief, each dietetic intern chooses a preferred floor, which they oversee for 4 weeks to get a real-life feel of what it will be like to function as the primary nutrition provider. At the end of staff relief, the intern is then provided with a dietetic internship verification statement, and they can move forward with taking their registered dietitian nutritionist exam. So here I have provided some of the specifics for our general and specialty rotations. You will see that our program is definitely heavy in clinical nutrition rotations, still leaving adequate time for food service and community experiences. You will also see that our dietetic internship does include one of the longest pediatric rotations available, which encompasses 8 weeks working in our Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital. Throughout our dietetic internship program, there is a multitude of opportunity for interdisciplinary education at the hospital site, which you will find listed here. Much time is spent with the preceptor engaged with the multidisciplinary team in various settings. There are many opportunities during our program which allow the dietetic interns to get creative and think outside of the box. During the month of March, the dietetic interns have 1 week dedicated to providing National Nutrition Month outreach on campus and in the community. As a group, the dietetic interns lead organizing our on-campus National Nutrition Month health fair, which involves each dietetic intern creating a nutrition-themed booth and facilitating an activity during the fair. There are various community outreach opportunities the interns are involved with throughout the 49-week program, each being led by one or multiple dietitian preceptors. Our dietetic interns have enrichment experiences, including visiting a local hydroponic greenhouse and a locally operated dairy farm. Our interns volunteer at the Greater Cleveland Food Bank annually and help facilitate our Food for Life program on site, which provides nutritious food to our underserved communities. Finally, I will highlight some general facts about our program. Again, we have 5 full-time dietetic intern slots. We provide a $13,000 stipend, which is dispersed as a UH paycheck, plus a $1,000 meal stipend. Together, these total $14,000 to offset expenses. In addition to the cost of case tuition and fees, UH parking is optional and can range from $45 to $50 per month. Interns have 6 holidays off and are allowed up to 5 personal days. There is a 2-week holiday vacation during the month of December. There are also several opportunities throughout the program to attend professional education experiences. Here we have our dietetic interns this past year who were able to attend FNCE, and in the middle in red is Lizzie, who is presenting a poster, so our graduating interns were able to stop by and visit one of our current interns. So here I've overviewed some of our admission information as well as details regarding the match. We do accept candidate applications through DICAS, and we participate in the D&D Digital Spring Match. UH Cleveland Medical Center is program number 367. So in conclusion, I would like to encourage you to visit our program website, and please feel free to reach out to me directly with any questions. Thank you and good luck, and I will now turn things over to Mrs. Owen.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Bailiff. My name's Ariana Owen. I'm the internship director for the Lewis Stokes Cleveland VA Medical Center Dietetic Internship. Next slide, please. The VA Northeast Ohio healthcare system is the 3rd largest VA healthcare system in the country, serving more than 112 veterans annually. The Lewis Stokes Cleveland VA Medical Center serves as the main campus and hub for the VA Northeast Ohio veteran care and the dietetic internship. Healthcare is delivered to veterans at our main campus, 13 outpatient clinics, 1 freestanding dialysis center, and an ambulatory surgery center, all within the Northeast Ohio area. The majority of internship rotations take place at the main campus, with a rotation at our Parma outpatient clinic, the home-based primary care clinics in Lorain or Painesville, and at our freestanding dialysis unit. The VA Northeast Ohio healthcare system strives to provide high-quality, technologically current healthcare in a compassionate, ethical manner to the veterans, while promoting strong research and educational training programs. Pictures on this slide are of the VA space devoted to the internship. That's been dedicated to the interns being able to use that. The mission of the VA Dietetic Internship focuses on providing a foundation in research and evidence-based nutrition, interdisciplinary team experiences, and broad exposure to specialty and advanced level practice. Next slide, please. Our internship has 2 goals, with the primary goal being to prepare our graduates to begin professional practice as competent entry-level registered dietitian nutritionists employed in a variety of nutrition settings, including inpatient, community, food service systems management, or research in either government, public, or private sectors. With a concentration in research, our second goal looks at if we are able to prepare graduates to participate in research, and we want to evaluate the impact that having a research background has on their career and employment. Our internship also has met all of our objectives, including graduates completing the program within 12 months, being employed within 12 months, taking and passing the exam, and employer satisfaction, because employers rank 100% of our graduates as performing at or above entry-level practice. For our research goal, I did want to share some of our research outcomes with you. 93% of our program graduates rate themselves as satisfactorily prepared to conduct research after graduation. 100% of program graduates feel a research background has been valuable to their careers, and over 50% of employers report knowledge of a research background was a factor in hiring our graduates. Research is integrated into the dietetic internship in a couple of ways. The VA has provided national resources for our interns to use in their daily internship activities, such as access to the evidence analysis library, the electronic nutrition care process terminology manual, the nutrition care manual, as well as the sports nutrition care manual, and the Cochrane Library and Natural Medicines database. As Dr. Hand explained, our interns take 2 courses that focus on research, one in the fall and one in the spring, with professional outcomes for research. Next slide, please. And I'd like to share some of those outcomes. Over the last 3 years, all of our graduates have had a professional outcome with a poster presentation for their Nutrition Day posters. They've also developed manuscripts, with some of them being published. Next slide, please. The staff of preceptors and dietitians at the Lewis Stokes Cleveland VA Medical Center covers a variety of specialty areas, in outpatient areas, inpatient areas, diabetes self-management, education and support, dialysis, home care, and food service systems management. %82 of the Lewis Stokes VA dietitians are graduates of our of a VA internship, with 80% being a graduate of this internship. 91% of our dietitians have a master's degree, and many also hold additional certifications that are listed here. I did want to take some time and explain how the internship is different during the pandemic, and also give you an idea of what the internship would be like if the pandemic resolves before the 2021-2022 internship year that would start next August. So currently, our interns are spending 9 weeks in remote assignments, and some of their on-site rotations have been shortened, but only one has been discontinued this year, and that's a 1-week rotation in our geriatric outpatient clinic, which is the reason that our clinical rotations are only 16 weeks this year instead of 17 weeks. Interns are in all of the same community rotations. The difference ends up being that 2 of the 2-week experiences have been shortened to a 1-week experience during the pandemic. The food service rotation has been reduced from 8 weeks to 6 weeks, with all assignments being compressed into the shortened rotation time. The last change with the pandemic is that staff relief experience has been shortened to 2 weeks during the pandemic to make sure we leave time for 3 weeks in our renal rotation and 3 weeks in our nutrition support rotations. Next slide, please. Currently, due to the pandemic as well, our program will be having a virtual public policy day and a virtual pediatric lecture series. If the pandemic has resolved by next year, those would both be in person. And I did want to cover some of the remote assignments that our interns are doing. They're doing assignments in ethics, scope of practice, pregnancy, lactation, neonatal and pediatric nutrition, as well as a career portfolio and assignments on reimbursement. Those would take the place of our enrichment rotations, which we are currently not doing any affiliations during the pandemic. But those would come back if the pandemic resolves. Next slide, please. And lastly, I did want to compare the difference in supervised practice hours with the pandemic and without the pandemic. So though we have shifted to additional remote assignments, the shift did not greatly impact the number of supervised practice hours that are provided by our program. Anyone who completes the program will get almost 1,200 hours even during the pandemic, which is very close to the required 1,200. That would include 35 weeks of on-site rotations and 9 weeks of remote assignments. One additional benefit of doing the Cleveland VA internship during the pandemic is interns will have a robust experience with virtual technologies, including VA Video Connect, our virtual medical center, Microsoft Teams, and Skype for Business, as well as the Doximity app, which helps when making phone calls to patients. Without the pandemic, interns complete 1,200 hours, and it's for a total of 44 weeks of on-site rotations. They would still do pregnancy and lactation remote assignments in a career portfolio, but they would not have as much experience with our virtual technology. So there are some benefits during the pandemic. Next slide, please. So a brief overview of application criteria for our internship is you must be a United States citizen. You must have a cumulative GPA of 3 to meet Case Western Reserve admission requirements. All men over the age of 18 must be registered with the Selective Service System. Candidates are evaluated in terms of academic achievement, their personal statement, work, volunteer, leadership, and research experiences. GRE scores are not required. Work experience in an area related to dietetics is considered beneficial to the students' overall performance, but it is not mandatory. And the VA does participate in the spring and fall matches, but each class starts in August. So anyone who matches during the fall would start the following August, and anyone who matches in the spring would start in August as well. So there is only one start date for the internship. Next slide, please. What are the benefits of being a dietetic intern at the Lewis Stokes Cleveland VA? Our stipend is a little more than $15,000 during the 12 months of the internship. Our concentration in research processes and applications has excellent outcomes for employment for our graduates. The majority of our rotations include one-on-one dietitian to intern supervision. We have minimal simulation or shadowing with rigorous hands-on clinical, community, and food service systems management rotations with experienced preceptors. Our program combined with Case Western Reserve University is an added bonus. And upon completion, dietetic interns have preferred hiring status with a national employer. Thank you very much for attending our information session today. If anyone has any questions for me, I have provided my email. Please feel free to contact me, as well as visit our internship site if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thanks, Mrs. Owen. And thank all of you for listening. This is just a slide reminding you of the websites for the programs that were discussed today, as well as the program directors' names. We hope that this was informative, and we hope to receive some applications or hear from you with questions about our programs in the near future. Thank you so much for listening, and have a wonderful afternoon.